Welcome to Mountain to Lake Realty Showcase. I'm Betty Kingery.
And I'm Bob Parcell.
Mountain to Lake Realty is located at 195 South Main Street.
Right above the courthouse in Rocky Mount. We're also located on the web at mountantolake.com.
We invite you to stop by our office. We have a balloon flying overhead very soon, so watch out for it. But we're at our office Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 5. We're there many times before 8:30. We're there many times after 5. And we're certainly there on the weekend by appointment. We just need to hear from you. So just give us a call, email us, text us, contact us, whatever way's best for you. And we're happy to meet you because we definitely want to be the answer to all of your real estate needs. So as we think about this time of year, very busy time of year actually, here we are beginning a new month, and December was busy, January was busy, February was busy. We're in a great position to have a wonderful spring. So if you're on the fence as far as figuring out whether you're going to sell or if this is a good time to buy, I think it's an excellent time for both of them. As far as sellers, it's the spring season. Don't wait until the end of April. A lot of serious buyers are out there right now. And as far as if you're buying, interest rates are still fantastic. I know that you've had several closings lately, and you've had the opportunity probably with talking to those buyers to find out what their interest rates are, but I've had several that to say they're in the 3s.
Yeah, that's true, and I know the Feds raised the rate here a couple weeks ago, but or maybe a month, but it hasn't, to my knowledge, it hasn't trickled over to the mortgage loans yet, but at some point they almost have to go up. So rates are definitely some of the historic lows. There's, we need a little more inventory, I think. So if you're on the fence as a seller, I agree with what Betty said. While the spring is statistically the best time to sell a property, you can't pick when someone's going to come along. So if it's not on the market, it's hard for someone to notice it and buy it. So we'll be glad to work with any seller to think or try to identify some things you might consider doing before you list it, or some things you might not want to do if you maybe put too much in the property. So we do that frequently and make suggestions on what you might do or refrain from doing before you list your property.
Sure. And we have closings take place any day of the month, but we do find that a lot of times many of them happen towards the end of the month, and I know it has a little bit of something to do with how much money maybe that you need to bring to the closing table. But I realize at the end of February you had several closings that were kind of stacked up on each other. You took care of them, but what are some of the issues maybe as a buyer that we need to be aware of if we're using a loan?
Well, you're right. And the reason most buyers want to close at the end of the month is you have to pay interest from the day you close to the end of the month. So if you closed on March 1st, you're going to pay daily interest 30 days, or how many days are in March? 29. If you close on the 28th day, you pay 2 or 3 days interest. And the life of the loan, the total interest doesn't change, but it could be a lot of money, additional money coming out of your pocket if you close the first. That's why people want to close towards the end of the month. But probably the biggest thing I hear over and over from buyers is they get real frustrated about the amount of information that's requested from them towards the end of the closing period, right before the closing. And I think one way technology hurts us is that we can produce so much information so quickly. And what happens usually with the loan is you meet with one particular loan officer, and a couple times that loan or there's a process the lender goes through, and maybe the second or third person down the chain is who you're dealing with towards the end, as opposed to the first person you made contact with a few months ago. So it's very hard to do, much easier said than done, but really try to not be frustrated and expect to be requested, or bombarded is the wrong word, but just expect the last few days of your closing to be very hectic. Expect the lender to ask you for a lot of information. You may think you have given it to them already, but that lender's not trying to waste their time or yours. If they need something, maybe there's a page missing from a tax return or something they've passed along. They want to get this deal done too. They have better things to do than to call you up and try to frustrate you, because if they're asking for something, they need it. So I think one of the most important things a buyer can do is just anticipate a lot of questions and requests for information just a few days before the closing. And it's much easier said than done, but just do it. Just don't go down the path of I've given you this before, or why didn't you ask for that before. If you want to buy it on time, try your best to provide all the information that you can.
Right.
And it's hard to do, but I hear that almost every single last closing, but I don't really blame the lender. I think it's just there's a whole lot they have to deal with, and a lot of guidelines they have to meet in order to get your loan ultimately approved towards the end. So
Right.
just be ready to provide all the information that you can,
And
just do it.
whether you have to provide it more than one time, it might be the same information for the underwriter wants it or a processor wants it, and somehow it got mixed up in the shuffle, and so then they're asking for that same thing over again. So it is very good for a buyer, as you are providing information, just keep that information in a file somewhere so that if you do have to come up with it again, you're not searching. Because we realize you're packing up, you're getting ready, you're excited, you're moving into a brand new home. And when there are these hiccups along the way, it really puts a damper on your attitude as you get ready to move in.
Well, just keep in mind you're not moving into that home until you get your loan.
Well, that's so it is a little bit of motivation there that I've got to do this if I want my new house or the new property.
But I hear it so much, I just think that's something for buyers to consider, because most every situation that comes up, and knock on wood, most everyone is getting their loan. They're not being denied. They're just having to deal with a lot of information at the last minute. So.
And what about right there, we're talking about right before you're ready to close, as a buyer and the agent, we go do a walkthrough. What all happens at a walkthrough? What are we checking for? What are we as a potential buyer? What are we looking for? Or what can we do at that walkthrough?
Well, the walkthrough really protects the buyer from the last time they were there to the closing. In other words, you looked at the house, you had more than likely had a home inspection, but something could have changed between that point going forward. I mean, for argument's sake, the roof could leak, your heat pump could quit working, a window could be broken. If you're buying a foreclosure, maybe somebody vandalized the house. So the purpose of the walkthrough is to make sure nothing has changed since the last time you were there and when you made your offer. That's not the time to bring up condition of property that's been there from the beginning. If something was broke or whatever condition was there the day that you made the offer, and everyone acknowledges that, you can't bring that up at the end and say, what about that? Because that was already disclosed or known to you. If you had any home inspection repairs done, if the seller's responsible for those, that's a time to verify that, to make sure those repairs were done correctly. If there weren't any repairs by the seller, you're just basically verifying that nothing's changed since the last time you were there.
Well, and many times the home was decorated, or the sellers were living in the home at the time that we purchased or wrote the offer, and then we got the ratified contract, and the owners didn't move out until a day or two before or the day of walkthrough. So what about there if all of a sudden I noticed something on the floor that was under a rug before?
Well, you just have to deal with each situation as it comes up. I mean, it's hard to identify everything that might happen. If there's something under a rug, you just have to take each situation individually.
And working with a good agent, do you feel that there again you can contact the other agent if there's a seller and a buyer's agent there? I mean, it's a time that we could talk back to the other agent to ask the sellers, or it is a time communication.
Just got to
That's
communicate.
the answer.
It means those situations can come up. A house looks very different. If somebody has 100 pictures on the wall in the house, there's going to be 100 holes in the wall.
Okay.
So.
Did we expect them to be called or no?
Usually they're not.
Yeah. Sometimes the hangers are right there ready for your pictures, or many times you just pull them out. And a lot of times we're going to repaint anyway. We want to make it our house, and so there are some issues there that, I mean, we got to remember that it was somebody's home, and they used that home. It wasn't just a show place. So we've got to accept some things that we know we're going to get past or we're going to change anyway. So There we are. But it's not such a hard process, but it's not an easy process either, and that's why you have folks like the agents at Mountain to Lake Realty that are ready to help you. So we'll hold your hand. We want to see as many properties as we have time for, so I will be quiet for a few minutes, and let's get started with those right now. This first property is actually located in Botetourt County. If there are viewers out there that are looking for a fantastic horse farm, you've got it right here. It's located on Longfield Road. The home has 3 bedrooms and 2 baths. It has an apartment area. There's also 3,267 square feet of living space in the home that you see pictured here, but there are riding rings, the horse barn, you've got storage barns. It's a wonderful layout for anybody that's interested in a business or just for your own use. Wonderful farm with a Fincastle address.
Great location towards Boonsville with great views of Hayes Mountain and Countryside Subdivision. That's where you'll find this home on Hayfield Drive. Beautiful home with wraparound porch, great views, 4 bedrooms, 4.5 baths, 3,581 square feet, and over a 2-acre lot.
Our next home offers 4,344 square feet of living space with 3 bedrooms, 3.5 baths, located right in Rocky Mount at 175 Claiborne Avenue. Let's take a few moments and enjoy a tour.
little south of Rocky Mount, the Sontag Road, is this home on Double Branch Road of over 43 acres. It's a very large home with almost 4,000 square feet. It's a 5-bedroom, 5 full bath house just a little south of Rocky Mount.
A great location in Rocky Mount on Cromwell Drive. This is a 4-bedroom colonial home, three full baths, 3,695 square feet of living space, and the home is actually situated on 2 lots, so you have a little bit more privacy, and definitely with the wooded area that's around it, it gives you an excellent buffer.
Twin Hollow Lane, which is towards Boones Mill and Callaway. It's off of Brick Church Road, a little bit, which runs from Dugwell over to 220 north of Rocky Mount. You have a 3-bedroom, 3 full bath brick home with 1,872 square feet. His entire unfinished basement, as well as under the carport or garage there on the left, so it's more than 1,800 square feet unfinished in the lower level. But in addition to a really nice brick home with a really nice sunroom on the back, you have over 12 acres that's currently used for horses, so it's fenced. You have really, really good views of Cahays Mountain, several outbuildings, good sized barn you see in that middle picture on the bottom. But this is 12 very usable acres, again fenced for horses. Great property on Twin Hollow Lane, again that's off Brick Church towards Callaway and Boones Mill.
A custom built home that's on Willow Creek Drive that offers definitely one level living at its very best. It's 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, 2,461 square feet of living space. You have the attached garage as you see in this picture. It's an oversized 2-car garage as well as a detached garage. The driveway is paved. The land lays very well. It's a great property, great location on Willow Creek. Sometimes when folks say, I don't want to be south of Rocky Mount because I'm working in Salem, don't eliminate this property, definitely, because it just is off of 220 and you can zip on to 220 and be wherever you need to be in no time at all. So very nice property on Willow Creek Road.
10 plus acres for this property on Redfield Lane up towards Callaway. It's also a detached garage with 2 bedrooms. So it's a 7-bedroom, 5 full bath, 1 half bath property, but 2 of those bedrooms are in the detached garage. Total square footage is well over 4,600. Again, 10.2 acres. Good views as well.
Within walking distance of all the amenities in Rocky Mount, including the Harvester, including the hospital, the clinic, groceries, whatever, on Tolliver Street, 5 bedrooms are in this home, 3 full baths, 2 half baths, 3,553 square feet of living space.
In Meadow Ridge Drive is where you'll find this home with 4 bedrooms and 3.5 baths. Nice 5-acre lot, 3,624 square feet. Really nice wraparound porch on this one as well that's covered.
And a great location for this home in Tealbrook, and this is one of the homes that you've got to get inside of it to notice how nice the floor plan is. One of my favorite parts, of course, would be the kitchen. It's so large, you've got nice storage space, nice workspace, but the home offers 4 bedrooms, 2 full baths, 2 half baths, 2,916 square feet of living space.
Scufflin Hill Road. This is a very unique property. It is pending, but it's really unique. You have over 5 acres. You're right in Rocky Mount. It's extremely secluded. I can see why this house went under contract. It's really a great setting. Just around the corner in Tanglewood Hills. This is home on Dillard Lane. It shows very well. I've been there several times. You have a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath home with 1,956 square feet, all on 1 floor, 1 level living. Behind the garage is a really nice entry-level laundry, half bath, pantry, and mudroom. Nice bedrooms, a full unfinished basement. And another nice feature is there's a paved drive on the right-hand side of this house leading to a detached garage, and there's a garage underneath. And there's also a really nice sunroom on the back of this house as well. That's unfinished underneath. It's used like a woodworking shop. Very nice property.
Located on Cathedral Oaks Lane with Smith Mountain Lake water access. This is a 4-bedroom, 3-bath home, 2,352 square feet of living space. For the ones of you that are looking for that cedar-sided home or that log look or the rustic look, this is definitely a home for you to view.
Oxford Circle in Rocky Mount is pending. Very nice home. Lots of unique features. This is one of numerous commercial properties we have at Mountain to Lake Realty. This was on Tan Yard Road across from Purdue Lane. A lot of options here. I mean, the highest and best use is the location with commercial potential, but this brick house has many updates. And again, with the commercial zoning, this house could certainly be used for some businesses, but many updates in this nice brick property on Tan Yard Road.
And on the corner of Iron Ridge Road and 220, this property is currently under contract, so let's move on to another commercial property that we have located on South Main Street.
Currently is a single-family residential home, but like a lot of properties on South Main, they've been converted into commercial properties. We think, again, the highest and best use of this particular property is its commercial potential. It's a nice home there currently, but we'll be glad to show you this property, and a lot of traffic on South Main. And again, quite a few homes there in the last 40 years have been converted over to businesses, and we think this is the best potential for this one.
So what about this property on Truvine Road?
Well, J.W. Hunt built this house, which means to me it's a quality built home to say the least. It's a brick house with over 2,000 square feet that's finished. Very nice level 1 acre yard, has a paved drive, 2-car garage, really nice sunroom on the back. But basically, in my view, you had a really nice, well-constructed home at the start, and then a lot of quality updates since then as well.
This home on Southwest Roanoke, and just gives you an idea of we represent sellers and buyers in Franklin County and beyond, and any of the counties that are surrounding Franklin County, we're happy to help you with. And this particular property, located in Southwest Roanoke County, went under contract very, very quickly with 4 bedrooms and three baths. So let's move on to your property on Old Franklin Turnpike.
Roughly a mile east of Rocky Mount, this nice brick home has 3 bedrooms and 2 baths. It's 1.4 acres, almost 1,900 square feet that's finished. Very private to the left of this house. You have a paved drive, and really unique feature is this nice carport that's attached with a breezeway. Great design for this property.
And another great brick ranch home that's located conveniently in Rocky Mount on East Church Street is this 4-bedroom, 2-bath home that offers 1,848 square feet of living space. You have another 1,848 square feet of unfinished space in the lower level, so you've got great potential there as well.
On Doe Run Road, this nice brick home with a good size addition on the left. You have 4 bedrooms and 3 full baths, 2,358 square feet. You have really nice finished square footage on the lower level also. Part of the basement is unfinished, but you have 6.65 acres, very usable land, a lot of fruit trees on the property, certainly a spot for a garden. A lot of it is wooded, and you really have the potential for another lot to the right of the house that lays very well.
For the ones of you that are anxious canoers or you enjoy kayaking, this property actually includes 500 feet of frontage on the Blackwater River. It's located in Blackwater Hills. This is a cottage-style home or Cape Cod with 3 bedrooms and 2 baths, 1,840 square feet of living space. You have space on the entry level. A bedroom is on the entry level. You have a bedroom on the upper level as well as the lower level, or these current owners are using the room in the lower level as a family room. So with the cathedral ceilings, it allows the floor plan to appear and be very spacious.
Franklin Heights is where you'll find this updated home on Lakeview Drive, a really nice fenced backyard. Lower levels also, for the most part, finished. It's 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, 3,012 square feet, again in Franklin Heights.
This next home is located in a very private area of the county, very rural, and this home was completely rehabbed or updated Everything practically is new in the home. It's one of those you need to get inside of it to see, but it has 4 bedrooms, 3 full baths, 2,422 square feet of living space. It is on a crawl space, so you have that entry level living as well as the upper level. There is a bedroom on the entry level, so you've got a laundry hookups both places, but the laundry is on the second floor, I believe. I'm about to tell you something and then I'm doubting myself, but great property at a great price.
On Bondbrook Mill Road, which means it's very convenient to Westlake and Roanoke. It's where you'll find this 4-bedroom, 2-bath home, lots of updates, 1,600 plus square feet that's finished, plus a full unfinished basement, detached garage, 2.47 acre lot, fenced yard, and several little outbuildings in addition to that detached garage.
And just off of the Scruggs Road is where we'll find this listing, is that correct?
That's right, down the Scruggs Road, very convenient to Westlake and Smith Mountain Lake. It's a 3-bedroom, 2.5-bath home with 1,972 square feet, plus a full unfinished basement, nice deck on the back.
You're receiving a lot of activity in a subdivision just off of Scuffling Hill.
Correct, and we've been fortunate to list and sell quite a few of the patio homes in Stony Mill in the last year or so. This is a really nice 2-bedroom, 2-bath home with over 1,300 square feet. Has 9-foot ceilings, crown molding, country shutters, and garage. It's a really nice floor plan.
And this property that's located in Pittsylvania County is under contract. It's a nice brick home with three bedrooms, 2 baths, over 3,300 square feet of living space.
Goose Dam Road, which is off the Sontag Road. This particular home is pending. So we'll go up towards Ferrum for this home on Nelson Street. Close enough to be on the Ferrum Water and Sewer Authority water system. 3-bedroom, 2-bath brick home with 1,970 square feet, 0.66 acre lot.
And do we have some options as far as this property on Snow Creek Road?
It's available with 39.57 acres or 5 acres. If for argument's sake somebody wanted 7 or 8 acres, I think the owners would consider anything over 5, but a couple barns on the property as well as a pond, a recent survey, and be good farmland. It's a mixture of open and wooded land.
Last week we recognized this property as a new listing. It's on Longwood Road. That's off of 122 with 3 bedrooms and 2 baths, 1,152 square feet of living space.
And towards the Franklin-Henry County line off 220 is this home on Orchard Acres Road, 1.6 plus acres, 3 bedrooms, 3.5 baths, over 1,700 square feet in this brick house.
And if you're looking for privacy, don't miss out on this property located on Indian Summer Lane with 2 bedrooms, 1.5 baths, and it's located in the Ferrum area. So that completes our new and featured listings for this show. I'm Betty Kingery.
And I'm Bob Parcell. Thanks for watching Mountains Lake Realty Showcase.
And watch for the balloon flying over Mountain to Lake Realty.